Veerasekara, postgraduate students doing master's degree in information tech IIT. My master's degree project is to develop the e-learning platform. So platform specially designed for the grade 13 students who are doing the ICT subject. What is a e-learning system? So e-learning system is a web-based application where it's deliver the learning and teaching materials online. So there were a lot of e-learning system before, but the concept was emerged after COVID-19 pandemics. Now most of the children they conduct and teachers and the children they conduct the teaching learning process through these e-learning platforms. Now, today's current e-learning platforms, we find there are certain issues. One main issue is, even though platform is developed, there is the lack of interaction between the instructor and the student. So that makes students unable to clarify his or her doubts, and the student motivation also drops as a result of it. And other thing is that there are so many platforms, but there are no particular standards. So then there are no particular standard curriculum. So the quality and the structure of the material is an issue. And other issues in the students in Sri Lanka is the internet issues. So some being able to afford to connect to the internet, but some are not, and some children are not being capable of handling the digital content. So that means lack of literacy in the IT is also has a problem of accessing the e-learning systems. So now our my main problem domain is the students who are doing the information technology as a level subject, and the unit is our programming unit. The majority students, especially the students who are in the commerce and art streams, have this issue is unable to understand the programming concepts, and as a result, they avoid answering the programming question. So at the end of it, they might be able to move into the get into the university, but still their programming level is very low. And then, so why this is difficult for the children to handle? The one of the main reason is this particular unit is there in the curriculum at the later stage of the 2 years, and then less time for the student to understand the complex programming language and the concept, and they need to do the lot of practices to in order to gain the skill. So not sufficient time to do that. Another thing is some schools they don't have the laboratory facilities, so students learn the programming without practicing the what is it. That's also main issue is the practice. They don't have a proper practice, no uh, uh, available resources to the practice, so that they are unable to answer this question. So that is my main the targeted problem domain. So then the what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to develop the e-learning system. So the e-learning systems of available today and the system that what I'm going to develop is my system is cater specialist group of the students who is in grade 13 doing information technology, and the unit is Python programming. So that's my special group. And then I the with the literature reviews, and I found the online platform alone will not help the students to solve the issue. So that we should have a blended education for this. So that means the online platforms helping as an educational tool to the teachers to do the teaching and learning process, so that the in the lessons the teachers can conduct teaching learning process during the school hours, and the teacher can explain the concept and show them how that is work, but children has to try out. Maybe sometimes children might be having the difficulty of doing the practical, or maybe sometimes children may not be absent in the school, maybe school having the technical issues or not laboratory facilities, so that the activity based can be done through this my online platform. So that's my main identify gaps, where you do not have the any particular e-learning platform to solve this issue. So that's a gap between the systems what is available and the systems what I'm going to propose. That's a basic gap, so that they can use the this two blended education to do the learning and teaching process properly. So that my project aim is to propose, analyze and design, as well as implement, evaluate, execute e-learning platform for the children to do the coding activities in real time, as well as assessments based on these activities are carried out. Those activities, those assessments are directly the based on the examination. So the this my platform is aimed to prepare the e-learning platform which prepare the students for an examination. So, as a solution in the literatures, I have to develop the e-learning platform. So that I'm going to develop the e-learning platform. So that's a web-based platform. For that, as a front end, so with the solutions, the different type of tools and the technologies. Out of the tools and technologies, I have selected the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to define the front end, and then the Bootstrap can be used as a framework to do the CSS and define the front end properly, that is visually appeal to the students. And then when it's come to the back end, so then this language is the my solution is based on the Python programming, so that I had to find the platform so which is being able to execute the Python code. So that I have used the Python base framework, that is a Flash, to write API. That's API is based on the Flask. Okay, out of all the different type of the backend solutions or tools available, it's PHP, Java. So I've selected the Flask to Flask, Python Flask as a backend platform. And then there are different type of compilers and interpreters as my program, as my solution required the code evaluation and the code execution. So my code is the Python code. For that I have to use the interpreter to do the execution part. And then there are a lot of literature surveys I have done in this particular solution. So first I have done the literature surveys using different focus groups and the different domains areas. I have used students, teachers, and some of the software technical personals. I have made the discussions, interviews and the different web forms. Through the web forms, I have obtained their current issues and their own possible solution for their own problem. So my proposed solution is based on the client server architecture, so that the clients can be a learner, instructor, or an administration, where those are logging to the internet. Through that, the URL will be accessed, where the URL will be saved in the web server, and the web server extract the course content through the database. So my the solution architecture is based on the three-tier architecture, where you have a presentation tier, logic tier, and the data tier. So actually, data tier is where the data is stored in my solution. So actually for that purpose, I have used the MySQL and the SAMP platform. SAMP is used to get the connection to the MySQL. And then the logic tier is composed of the different logic where you have the user profile, user login, profile management, and course content delivery is meant by the course management, and code evaluation and assessment is done by the code evaluation module. And the users are presented in the presentation layer where the users are given the e-learning platform. Through that e-learning platforms, they're trying to access the features. For that, the presentation layer, so I have used the Bootstrap as a Bootstrap framework for the styling, and HTML for the structuring, and the JavaScript and the jQuery is also being used the front end. As a back end, I have used a Python based the Flask. PyCharm is being used as a IDE for my solution development. And PyTest is also being used for the testing purposes. And when you move into the actual my system is a write code. So its name is given as a write code, so that if the new users are logging to the right code, you can log in the new user using the join tab or a join option. So when you click the join option, so there's always possibility that you can create users through these steps, and when you submit, the new user will be created. Okay, and then when you go to the login section, so there the whatever the users already created, we can log into the system. So once you are logging to the system, you will be taken to the dashboard and you will be able to read the contents. The system contents are visible in the content page, where you will be able to navigate through these contents, and all these informations are all the data contents are stored in the MySQL database. So when you go to the introductions, you will be able to see the what is the different type of course materials available, and when you go through that, you will be able to see the different concept that is explained here, and students can go through this. So this is, I told you as a beginning, so this is working as a education tool that is work with along with the students and the teachers. So the teachers can explain the topics in the classroom, and because of the lack of time they have in their classroom, so they are it's unable to do the full potential of the coding practices. So that's why this solution is developed. So whatever the teacher explanation, the students can go through again, so that this is also different topics are given under that, so student can go through it. And then you have something called activities. So then when you click the activities, you will be moving to the activity page where the certain activities are given. So then the student can try out these activities and using these editor given. So then, yeah, when they try out, sometimes user might be able to do it properly, it's not executed. Maybe sometimes students may find it difficult, unable to know how to do it, so there is option here in the system to get the solution. If they are unable, the solution can be obtained by click the solution option. Okay. So then the once that particular module assessments activities are done, so there is another option called assessment. So when you click the assessments, you will get the different assessment information, different type of questions. So these questions are base, it's all the questions are targeted for the examination. So those questions are developed based on the referring the past examination papers. So then you can go through one by one, will be able to move it, go back and forward, and then you can the users will be able to select and they can participate in the assessment. And once the assessment is over, you can select for the submit assessment option. So then the assessment will be submitted to the server and it evaluate and it gives your answer. So as here, there is always option, so anyone can just read their own results and then will be able to see the summarized information of their activity. Even the teacher can log into the system, teacher can log into the system and to get the summarized information about their own students activity, so that sometimes they might be able to go through the system and to see the what type of questions the children missed more, that means the children are unable to answer, so that the next day they can use that question, explain the questions in the classroom. So that this is my e-learning platform that will help the students and teachers both to help the teaching learning process. Thank you.